Hello, this is Bill Cloudsy. Welcome to a Throne of Eldraine draft. And starting off, I see a few good options here. Improbable Alliance, which can make for a spicy Izzet card draw deck. Mad Ratter's kind of interesting too. It makes twice as much stuff, but not flying. And Redcap Melee's pretty solid. And then Fierce Witchstalker at common is one of the big creature payoffs you can go for. If we don't want to take red, we can commit to the only green card in this pack, which is the Witchstalker. You do want cards that you can kind of build around. It's not as important to get a million Witchstalkers, for example, but it is a solid one. I don't want to take Mad Ratter. I want to stay away from Redcap Melee for now. So I'm really looking at the Alliance versus Witchstalker. And because of the color considerations, I'm going to grab the Witchstalker. It's also a color I prefer a little bit, though here the card I like is red. Embereth Shieldbreaker is so powerful in this format, where a lot of good playable artifact creatures exist at common, and it also hits like a few of the colored artifacts that are bombs, like folios and equipments and so forth. So I want that. It's a bit better, I think, than Swordmaster, Bognaughty, although Bognaughty's pretty good. If we wanted to go into black-green food, I guess Bognaughty does get a bit better. This card, I think I undervalue this card, and I haven't really used it very much, so maybe we'll go a different direction here. And instead of some weird green night deck, we'll stay on pace here. All right, well, if we did take the red card, we'd have some more clear options here. Rampart Smasher, very good. Though, even without the red card, this might be a good mono-green signal. I would say the next best card besides the Smasher is Rimrock Knight. And Trapped in the Tower is pretty good too, but given our start, I like that. I'll take the Rampart Smasher here. It is a huge monster for the cost. And now we don't see any green, which is a bit of a shame, but there is Hengewalker. And I guess Festive Funeral, if we wanted to stay on the black direction. But I'm going to go Hengewalker here. Green doesn't have a lot of great 3-drops. It doesn't have any 3-drops with 3 power, at least at common. So this is what you get. The other options to consider would be branching into white and blue here. Runaway Together is solid. Unicorn or Hushbringer are pretty good, but I'm going to grab the Hengewalker here. It at least keeps us open in some ways. Cabin can definitely be good in mono green. Into the Story and Scavengers, I'm trying to think if that's a possible signal to us. Could be, but if we're playing Smasher, we really want to be mono-colored. So besides that, it's Gingerbrute and Rosethorn Halberd. I'm not worried about getting too many Halberds. Or I am worried about getting too many. Though it could be good if we get some earlier plays. Gingerbrute's fine, but I think I'm going to grab the Cabin here. The other upside of taking a Cabin this early is if we do end up in black-blue. It seems kind of crazy to take that, though. Or black-green, I mean. The highest upside here, I think, is just Moonlit Scavengers. I don't know if it'll work out for us, but maybe if we get a couple of these, we can build something. They are pretty big for being blue 6-drops, but the bounce is just solid. It's a great way to top your curve, and they don't require much blue. It's just 1 blue, so even if you're not a heavy blue deck, these can top things off, and if you have some random Hengewalkers or food tokens lying around, they will bounce something. So what else can we pick up here? Garenbrig's Squire. At this point we are hungry for 2-drops. Besides that, there's a Noble, which could put us back in the direction of Bognaughty, and Runaway Together, which is fine. I guess there's also this River Turtle, which has a high toughness for when you're casting it. But I'll grab the Squire here. It helps keep us open to all of this heavy green stuff on turn 4. Now, Shine Chaser coming late. It's certainly not the most powerful deck, but Shine Chaser is a powerful card, and flyers are pretty hard to deal with. Intruder, I don't love it. Another Squire, don't love it. Vision. Vision could be fine here, though I don't know exactly what we'd be trying to do with it. Black is disappearing. Let's grab this Vision. It's always going to be fine, and I think it's just going to be fine for us too. The turtle, ultimately I'll grab this turtle. It does help get in those last 4 points of damage. Then we have Crashing Drawbridge, which is fine with scavengers and things like that. I don't love this Occam Ranger. It's also not the colors I want to be in. Even in mono green, it doesn't really get me excited, so I'm going to grab the Drawbridge, although it's not amazing. Alright, maybe we're just going to be a turtle deck. We're just being pushed in that direction. All that glitters, and Lash of Thorns. Lash of Thorns is good with these high toughness creatures, maybe even the turtles, though, yeah, I mean, it's not guaranteed we end up in green, and I think it's much more likely we end up in black than white, though even that's kind of debatable at this point. Wolf's Quarry, I don't love this card, but I guess it could be good if we do end up in mono green and have some pumps for our creatures. I don't think I've ever run one of these, but they can work in some decks. It's just not something that likely or that exciting. Fae of Wishes. You can do some pretty neat things with this in Sealed, but in Draft it gets a little more difficult to find enough playables you can put in your sideboard. Unless you have a 2-color deck with some eggs and some spinning wheels to fix for any color, then it gets more interesting. You can have a couple pieces of enchantment removal in your sideboard and this will grab it. But yeah, usually that's easier in Sealed. Here it could still be good. However, we have Savvy Hunter, Bacon to Pie, and Deathless Knight, all great payoffs for this deck. I'm not in love with these Mistford turtles. I wouldn't mind losing them. Savvy Hunter might just be too good to miss, and we already have a way or two of making food. It's a little easier to splash than Bacon to Pie, though Bacon to Pie is pretty good. Oh, this is a tough one. Yeah, let's... Shoot. Let's grab Savvy Hunter. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but pretty good shot. Reeve Soul is good. Piper of the Swarm is one of those cards that can just... Well, it will take over a game if you give it enough time. So I don't mind grabbing that here. Once in Future is also pretty good, but if we're getting this black rare this late, it might be a big signal to us. Though, black was kind of cut in pack 1, so maybe we're just going to have to do green in packs... Whoa! Packs 1 and... Whoa! This pack is good. Troll King has to be better than Revenge of Ravens, but that might even be close in this deck. This makes 1,000,000 food, so if you don't just win outright with Troll King, those extra food might help you with Savvy Hunter. You can also just get it back with the food if it happens to die, but all kinds of uses for this guy. The banner would be nice. That's the kind of thing, if you name green, it makes these pigs into actual 2/1s, which might actually do something. And then Revenge of Ravens is impossible for some decks to beat, especially if you get 2. I mean, it pretty much negates all of their 2-power creatures, and even their 3-power creatures can't really hurt you very much. So I'll take the Troll King, but this pack is definitely powerful. Wow, Faeburrow Elder, I seem to be wanting to go into many, many colors, so maybe that's a thought, but I could also just take Insatiable Appetite with no fixing whatsoever. The other option is Mystical Dispute, but I'll grab the Appetite, especially with a couple Tramplers. It can do 5 damage out of nowhere. Oh yes, please. Once in Future. I missed out on the first one. Hopefully well, I wouldn't mind getting 2 of these. It is an instant. It gets back 2 cards from your graveyard. Our cards are pretty good, so I think that's well worth it here. Anything else? Memory theft. We don't have many knights. Sometimes green does get a couple knights, but our humans are mostly not knights. So even though a 3/4 is not terrible, green can do a lot better, even on 1 less mana. Anyway, the memory theft is quite good. Moraleaf Pixie this late. You could think of this being a powerful card if we go into blue, but the problem is we have early black and early green already, so we don't want to add early blue to our deck. Maybe it's a speculative pick, but at this point I don't know what could get us out of black, so I'm just going to grab Theft, which can definitely 2-for-1 someone. Sporecap Spider, this is good when you're going to win the late game, and that might be us. Return to Nature is a card we don't have access to yet, and I like main decking one of these almost always. If they lock down your Feasting Troll King in a tower, you can just get it back. It deals with some cards that can win from the graveyard, like the Loch Ness Monster and the Green-Black Hybrid Knight. So I'll definitely grab my first Return to Nature. Oh, is this Once in Future wheeling? Yeah, the second Once in Future is good, but our early game might need some attention, and that means taking Scalding Cauldron here. Shoot, is this right? I mean, Scalding Cauldron's pretty solid, and we don't have that effect yet. In fact, I don't think we have any removal yet, so this is not an amazing pick, but I think it's fine. Sporecap Spider, I missed the first one. I would definitely main deck this, and Fell the Pheasant is fine, but I generally don't main deck Fell the Pheasant in draft, at least, though even that's okay. Oh wow, okay. We just have all the Once in Futures? Well, I'll certainly play 2. And it's since we already have the Return to Nature, we can get it back a couple times with Once in Future. That's not bad. Grab a Tempting Witch here. That's 9 damage off Feasting Troll King, 3 damage off itself, and whatever else. 3 more damage every time Savvy Hunter attacks. That can be solid. Bog Naughty comes back in now. And we get a Fell the Pheasant, even though we weren't trying to. Tall as Beanstalk. A super aggressive deck can make use of this. Put it on a what's it called? A Beloved Princess. The pick here is between Bacon to Pie and Order of Midnight. Though I think Bacon to Pie is going to be better for our deck. Even Spinning Wheel could be solid in this deck, but I'm going to grab Bacon to Pie. It makes the food, which helps us in a lot of ways. It's our first just hard removal spell. And Order has a lot of value, but it's not very good on defense, so I'll grab Bacon to Pie. Don't think that's too controversial there. Oh, wow, another Fierce Witchstalker. These are exactly the kind of 4-drops we want. I don't know if Smasher will make the deck. It looks like we're pretty even between green and black. If we were much heavier green, this is fine, but essentially this is going to be like an 8-mana 5/5, which is no good if we're really even between the colors. But I'll grab another 4-drop that is even better half the time. This draft is really coming together well. I tried to stay open enough. I mean, you saw I was dancing into blue a bit, but black turned out to be pretty open for us, so we reap the rewards here. Epic Downfall, a solid removal spell. And not much is left, but we already have a Memory Theft. We can probably look at Malevolent Noble now. Even this becoming a 4/4 is pretty hard to deal with, and that's just sacrificing a couple foods. So I'm happy enough with that. But it also turns all of your opponent, like, it either soaks up your opponent's removal on your 2-drop, or it can turn any removal spell into a 1/1 counter if you have the mana up. Wow. The Circle of Loyalty, and nothing else for us. I guess people are really, well, someone's cutting green a little bit. Gosh, that card is good. You only really need 1 white to keep this going. Unfortunately, we can't even make one white, let alone two to cast it. Still, it's a mythic here, and I don't want anything else. So let's cut it from someone else. Okay, here's an interesting pick. We have a couple humans, which aren't great with the halberd, but it's good on other stuff. Try to see what our curve really looks like here. Memory theft. I mean, you can play that on curve, but yeah, I mean, about half our creatures are humans, or at least it kind of looks like that. I could just take the gingerbread cabin. I'm happy enough with this style of card. We need a few more playables. I'll grab the first cabin. I think we would like something like this. Oh, Lucky Clover. Sometimes this really helps green decks, and black decks for that matter, but it doesn't seem to help us at all. So it might just be Smitten Swordmaster for us, or maybe Witch's Cottage, but I think we need the playables here, so I'll grab the Swordmaster. Shriek, Collector, Shriek for the sideboard. I mean, we can build a deck here. I could just throw in a Lash of Thorns and call it done with, which is really good with all these trample creatures, but this is a good sideboard option. Oh wow, Spinning Wheel's back. That might be good enough. It really takes a lot of mana, but it also helps us get out our Troll King pretty early and do Adamant with Once and Future. So yeah, nothing bad to say about Spinning Wheel. Dance of the Manse, don't know. I don't really want Weapon Rack, so grab just rare drafted here. Legion versus Gargoyle. Legion doesn't seem that good in this deck. Gargoyle has some utility. And the rest. So yeah, 23 cards here. We have a lot of good stuff. Let's see what we can build out of it. That's 23 in the main to begin with, and that's probably the cards we want. I don't see anything obvious out of the sideboard. Sort that, because I don't think we can splash much. We have one Spinning Wheel, but without even a Goose's Egg or any of the other green fixing. I don't think we're going to be casting Circle of Loyalty, and we don't really need anything else. So we can put those colors away. Feldef Pheasant can stay on the sideboard. No great reason to play Wolf's Quarry. Gargoyle, Spectre Shriek's a good sideboard card. Memory Theft, one is enough for the main deck. Rampart Smasher a little too hard to cast. So that is 23. I pretty much like this. With the Spinning Wheel, that should give us enough mana to do all the stuff we really want to do. These Once and Futures. You can think of these as late game cards because you don't want to waste your whole turn playing it. Sometimes you want to do two things in a turn or do something and then hold it up on your opponent's turn. So we have enough to survive here. We have enough reach to destroy an opponent, and we can get back our best cards like Bacon to Pie, Epic Downfall, Troll King, Bog Naughty, that kind of stuff. So it looks strong and should be straightforward to build. Let's see. These are kind of later cards. Same with Appetite. Let's see what the curve looks like. Return to Nature. Garen Briggs Squire is pretty weak, but you need early stuff. We could trade that for a Lochthwain Gargoyle, because this is really just a 2/2 in this deck, which is embarrassing. That's a close call there. Probably the Gargoyle's a bit better, a little easier to cast. So I still might go one more green in this deck. It helps with the Witch Stalkers. It also helps us get the cabin out. And not to mention the Feasting Troll King. If we have more swamps in the deck than forests, getting this out on turn 6 is going to be a nightmare. So that's probably the way to go here. Garenbrig Squire, yeah. The Locthwain Gargoyle just doesn't do any damage early. This deck shouldn't need to do any damage early, and the Locthwain Gargoyle especially... Did we put Lash of Thorns in here? Oh yeah, we did. I just had it on a different level. That's going to be good with stuff like Locthwain Gargoyle and the bridge. So there we are. I mean, obviously this has some good stuff. Can we execute? Find out. Round 1. Should we keep this hand? Yeah, this is fine. I'll start with the Gingerbread Cabin. These lands are interesting. They aren't usually a liability, and they can provide some pretty good effects. Like here, we get to play it, and we wouldn't have anything to do with it this turn anyway. So usually you can find a spot to play it early if you have to. Otherwise, yeah, you can't do much. Should we return to nature that egg? Probably not. Ooh, that's a good card we can make use of here. Piper. Then hopefully we draw land. I would have rather drawn land there for sure, especially some forest. So Reeve Soul takes that down. We can only get that back so many times. I might have to return to nature this Witch's Oven. We could wait a turn on that, so let's play something bigger. But if they get that cat out, we'll have to take care of the oven. If you're lucky, you can get the cat from the graveyard with Return to Nature, but that doesn't happen that often. Spinning Wheel. I wish we could do Spinning Wheel here. Maybe we can. Maybe we just play that here. Make sure we can do something next turn, because I want to get a board presence. Guess they just do nothing here either. Oh, they're coming in. They have +2/+2. I'll take it. They might play the +2/+2 anyway, and then play a 3/2 second main. But if they save that kind of thing, another Acolyte, then I can get them with Bacon to Pie. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's play Witchstalker here. Pass it back to them. Maybe I should have blocked there, because I'll probably block this anyway. Don't know what trick they have here. Sir Farron, okay. Interesting. Let's double block one of these. What's the worst that can happen? I expect it's +2/+2, in which case they still lose their Acolyte here. If it's something I don't expect, then I guess they got me. Yep, that's the Carver. So what can we do this turn? Probably we want to Bacon to Pie Sir Farron. Unfortunately, we won't get the food. So an alternative would be to Scald it. It's also 4 mana. And yet another option is to return to nature Witch's Oven and not kill Sir Farron this turn. Oh, let's Scald it this turn. It's probably good enough here. I really do want to kill this thing this turn. Oftentimes it's correct to tap your artifact, and there aren't many 1-mana green things to consider, because lands are a little harder to kill than artifacts most of the time. Oh wow, look at their sequencing here. A 3/3 Squire this turn, and 1 card left. It's time to think about killing this Witch's Oven. But let's see. They have some pretty small stuff back. Alternatively, we could use Once in Future to get back some of our best stuff at the end of their turn, and that's probably good enough. Play this thing. And it's not that important to get the food. Witch's Oven just kills their, you know, Bacon to Pie just kills their thing, and we'd get one less food, but that's all fine. Okay, that's pretty good blocks here. Just take a little bit of damage. Adamant Support to get back Witchstalker and the Piper. Cauldron is good on this board, but so is Piper. I mean, and it has better late game prospects. Land is good. I do like land here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that Witchstalker going. I don't need haste here. It just stops them from attacking. So let's put a Piper into play and pass it. Of course, here I'm leaving up the wheel for no real good reason. When I remember that kind of effect, I do it, but if not, I don't think it's a great effect. Welcome Home. Okay, 7 mana, 3 bears, not a big problem. Not a huge problem anyway. What to do? I kind of want to return to nature this oven now. But maybe we can just do that on the end of their turn. So this turn we can do something like Savvy Hunter and just pass. Also, we could draw a card off of a food here to maybe hit a land drop. Yeah, let's do that. We have plenty of ways of getting food this game. Great. That is good news for us, because we have a lot of stuff to do with our mana. That is for sure, especially with this spinning wheel. Flaxen Intruder, not a problem, because all of their creatures are still a bit too small to deal with me. Oh no. Well, did they have +3/+3 to everything? Guess we'll find out. Guess we're about to find out. Let's just make some blocks here. We're either about to get owned or we're fine. Make a food. It doesn't pump these 2, but it would pump the other 4 creatures if they have it. It might just be a pump on 1 creature, which I can deal with, I'm sure. Shield's Might. Okay, so let's try to kill that bear. Regardless, we counter the other half of Shield's Might and save our Piper, but they can sacrifice the bear here. Yeah. So we couldn't quite get everything we wanted done this turn, but pretty close. And they lose a lot. Well, they lose 1 creature, and we take some damage. Not the biggest deal. No reason to draw the card now. Just draw it on our turn if we really want. Land is good. Let's draw a card now, though. I'm not worried too much about my life here, and we have a little bit of extra food, if not as much as we could have had. We have no knights out, so Swordmaster only does so much. What else can we do? Well, let's destroy the Witch's Oven while the going's good. And then attack with Savvy Hunter. I guess we attack with both here. That's a lot of damage, and they don't have too much left. What's this going to be, a 3/1 Knight? Yeah, not bad. Well, we still get to draw 1 more card out of this, which I think is worth it, seeing as our life and board are both looking impressive. That trades. I mean, could be worse. Play this guy. And pass it. So we have, well, Tempting Witch is just really a 1/3 now, but we have a Rat Maker. And they're Hellbent. So we've drawn a lot of cards off Savvy Hunter. We have a lot of good cards left in our deck. And if they're just going to come in with everything, that might just be fine with me. Either the rat dies or something else dies. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's double block one of these bears. Block this thing and then block the bear. Why not block the squire? Ah, good point. Let's block the squire. And then before damage, yeah, they're not even reordering, so I don't think they have much here. But regardless, we'll make a rat. Really, I should wait to represent another bacon to pie or something, but... Oh, Epic Downfall. Sure. Exiled forever. And Noble, that's going to be solid. Turns all our rats into 1/1 counters or whatever. Do I want to give that haste? Not really worth it. And our rat has Menace. Yeah, I'll just hold back. And now anything they try to kill, we can sacrifice to Noble, except the Noble itself. Nice. So got him there. Our board's a bit better. Piper will take over these longer games, and not to mention we have some good cards left in the deck. This is the mirror, so Spectre Shriek gets a lot better. I'm tempted to put back in Garenbrig's Squire as well for the Gargoyle. Gargoyle certainly blocks some of their stuff, but it doesn't do much more than that. I guess it's fine in the late game. But as we saw there, the late game is going to mostly be, you know, we're going to be able to use our mana in the late game regardless. So I think we don't need the Gargoyle. I kind of want the Squire. It's still a bit weak. A lot of our other stuff is better. Could lose a land as well. I like a lot of this other stuff better. Only 12 creatures. Is that enough? That doesn't seem like a ton, does it? 12, 13, 14, 15. A lot of discard for whatever reason. Let's try it. I think we can get by with this. No lack of creatures in this opening hand, so we'll keep. And probably play out Smitten Swordmaster first. Even a 2-life buffer is pretty good this early. Golden Egg. I mean, that's a solid start too, but I'd rather be hitting for 2. Just don't want them to play a Spider or something. But even if they play Spider, the Noble isn't much better than the Swordmaster. It's only really better against a 1/1 or a 1/2. I guess if you're blocking, it's better against a 1/3. So they do have something, but are they stuck on mana? That would be unfortunate for them after a Golden Egg. I expect them to trade here. Maybe we can take a look at their hand, but we're restricted the most on black right now. So maybe we'll do that next turn and then Scald something. I'll attack here. I expect them to block. Because, you know, our hits are life swings of 4. Their hits are life swings of 2. The math just doesn't work out there for them. So we'll go Noble and Cauldron. And hope they don't draw another land. again. Yeah, I mean, at some point they have to draw land. Acolyte, that helps them get a little further. Okay, so what do we do this turn? I think the best play here is to... There's no way they'd block that. So let's attack with Noble first. We're pretty much going to use the Cauldron to kill the Acolyte either way. So, yeah. And then let's steal a black card from them. And then Scald the Acolyte to stop them from playing a 4-drop or 5-drop this turn. It'll also help inform our decision if we see some crazy bomb. Epic Downfall, I guess I don't care about that too much. Wow, we can get... So we want to take a black card unless the green cards were that much better. And they have plenty of black though. Paragon, Downfall, and Belle of the Brawl. The most difficult one to deal with is Belle of the Brawl. Paragon's fine. We can deal with that with a Rad, and it's nice to know about, though. Maybe we just take Epic Downfall. That is a tough one. But if we take Belle, they don't really have any creatures. Yeah, let's take Belle. Then we'll destroy that thing, and back to them. So we'll have to worry a little bit about Epic Downfall, but it's nice to know about these things. Then what are they going to do? Black Lance Paragon into play. Holding up. Epic Downfall. Okay. And Insatiable Appetite, which is potentially +5/+5. I'm not too worried about that. Let's do Tempting Witch for mana efficiency and pass it back so they don't get any more value out of this. Maybe they'll use Epic Downfall on Tempting Witch. That would be surprising and also fine. Okay, maybe they drew something here. Reeve's Soul. We can't save it this turn, so we let that happen. That extra black mana would have helped so often here. Just countering Reeve's Soul would be pretty good. It'll also be good against Insatiable Appetite. Trades 2 for 2. So they could attack here, and I guess I don't mind blocking. Yeah, I don't mind blocking here. Forces them to use their appetite. So the last thing we have to worry about is Outmuscle, which they could do next turn, so we have to be a little careful. Oh no. Yeah, I'm going to try not to slow down too much here. Epic Downfall is sorcery, so they can't exile. They couldn't have exiled our Tempting Witch in response to the Lash of Thorns in combat. Unfortunately, here we don't get to give our guy Death Touch when they go to fight, though they could even prevent that from working by giving it Indestructible. They don't have the mana to do that without the egg, but they're going to use the egg anyway here for that purpose. All right, they get in 4 damage, and that's pretty good. I'm going to save this food. Yeah, that's got to be Outmuscle. I'm going to save the food for all the food synergy we have in the deck until we're a bit more desperate for life. I assume all they do here is attack, so we'll be back when they figure it out. All right, can we draw something? Yes, we get our second swamp. That's feeling good. They have Epic Downfall and 2 unknowns. So this is Flood versus Screw, and Screw is winning because they're not, I mean, 4 lands is enough to do anything that we've seen from them. And we have drawn 3 extra lands on the draw. And our cards have worked out all right. I mean, another bell. We exiled 1 bell. So yeah, we're in bad shape here. We need to draw something powerful. That is pretty powerful. We just get back 2 cards from our graveyard to our hand. And what would those be? What would those be? Well, they're not going to be green, that's for sure. And then we'll have 3 mana left over this turn. So we can do Smitten Swordmaster and Scalding Cauldron. Smitten Swordmaster trades with Paragon, Cauldron finishes Bell of the Brawl. It's okay. Then they still have this Epic Downfall, which we could answer with Spectre Shriek, but we just need something better now. So let's get Cauldron and Swordmaster. That was a good draw. And I think we're just going to cast this and pass. Hopefully they don't discard 2 cards from our hand. Let's see what happens here. Do they attack with both or just Bell? Just Bell coming in. So it's 3 damage we can't deal with here. But we know they have some +2/+2s in their deck, so I wanted to hold up Lash for that case. They could still have it to answer Cauldron, but at least that's something they'd have to do on our turn if we use Cauldron on our turn. Jousting Dummy, not too scary. They probably don't mind trading it with the Swordmaster, but all these things get bigger with the Bell attacking every turn. Well, we know their last card, so not much else to think about here. 7. 7's just about enough to do all this stuff. They can pump this once, maybe twice. They can exile Sporecap Spider if they really want. I just want to do this now. We know what card they have in their hand, so I don't want them to draw Pump when we can't deal with it. So let's get the Spider down here and see if that's enough to bait the Downfall. It's a good draw. Because it certainly gives the rest of this a run for its money. Squire. Not as good of a draw from them. And when we untap, Lash of Thorns does help us out a bit. Great. So we've kind of stabilized here. But if we draw our big bomb, we have to worry about Epic Downfall. What we really want to do is draw another Future. Twice in Future. Because Piper takes over this board. Same thing with Spectre Shriek. That paves the way for our bomb swamp. I'll play it out, but nothing special there. Pass it. And at some point, you figure they're playing 16 or 17 lands. They're going to draw more lands than... Like, our deck quality is better now than theirs. And we haven't had to use this food, so that might help us draw an extra card off our black-green multicolor thing. Yep, nothing from them, so they did draw land. Let's see what we get. A land. Not much is changing here. See if they get another land. 9 lands to 6 lands. And they've drawn more cards total, so that's also something to keep in mind. And nothing. Oh, and by nothing I mean everything. So I believe this is +2/+2. In which case, the best block here is going to be this. And then Lash of Thorns doesn't necessarily save everything. That's 4. That's not quite enough, so I'll wait till they pump to 5. And then we can Lash of Thorns here to save it. Cool. And it also kills their Jousting Dummy. So now they're a bit ahead. Oh, and they also have Epic Downfall. That's good against us. But at least we get some value out of the Bognaughty. And we force them to use it. So we can use Bognaughty to kill this Squire. And we'll probably do that now. Even though it leaves them with the Carver. I don't want them to draw their second Carver and save their Squire. That would be unfortunate. What? I wonder if they're chatting to us or something. No, maybe they're just making a cup of tea. So I'm trying to think whether we want to save this Bognaughty. I'll go ahead and save it. I'm not even going to attack here with this spider, because who knows what could happen here. They might not even play the Epic Downfall yet. I expect we're going to get Epic Downfall, and we'll use the Bognaughty in response. But they might, I don't know, cast the Carver first. They drew land, so this turn kind of plays itself. They're going to cast the Carver. Okay, so I get to kill the Carver here instead of the whatever else. Yeah, I thought this might happen. I mean, it was not the right way to play it, but for them. But because that was a possibility, I took the risk that they would draw another Carver, so that we get a little more value out of our stuff. And we've dealt with Epic Downfall. No, we can't kill that thing. Whatever, we're fine. We can kill their next big monster, and when we draw our big monster, it's safe. At least until they draw their next downfall. Okay, so they're catching up with our land count. And the rolls are reversed here, except the life total. I feel really safe with Return to Nature, in case they have something like Once in Future, or get creatures from their graveyard back on top of their library. Maybe we can see what they're targeting and remove one of them in response. Okay, that pause was a bit longer than usual, but see if they are actually back now. The other thing to mention is that now if they draw another Carver, they don't have 5 power even to kill it. What they'd have to do is pump it and then play it, and that would be 5 total, and get in for 1 big hit. But if the Carver was on the field, they could just bluff attack every turn, and we have to worry about them having another +2/+2. They might have another +3/+3, which they showed us last game, but, well, we'll just have to see. All right, my turn. Ooh, Swamp. That makes our mana balanced. Let's do it. I could be holding some of these back now to protect against discard effects, which would probably be smart against a black-green deck. But the more time I have to think about something, the worse my decision gets. All right. I'm just going to chop up this video so the pauses aren't in there. You're welcome. All right, my turn. Look at their imbalanced mana base. It's embarrassing. I guess I could start forcing 1 damage in a turn by getting my appetite, unless they just don't block. So we'll just sit back on all this stuff. All my 2 mana interactive spells. So we have one more Once in Future, which I'm looking forward to, and one giant 7/6 trample vigilance food making troll. Oh, Marley Frighter. Well, that's another one I'm not too afraid of here. And I can also counter their pumps with my own, so that's fine. Spinning Wheel, sure. This is something I can do during their end step. I don't need to worry about their stuff attacking. But maybe I could tap their Marley Frighter. The other thought there is, do I want to pad my hand with this? But I think this is better on the field, especially with this many lands out. That was one reason to play out all these lands. So we can use Spinning Wheel and then have 6 or so left over. 5 left over. They're not having it though. It's on the stack, but it's going no further. Oh, no, here it goes. It's probably easier to read on the stack, just a bit bigger. They might have given up for all I know, and they're just trying to run down the clock. I don't know. Because they won't have much time for a game 3 if they keep up this pace. Squire, yeah, that's not great on this board. I think I'll just tap down the Marley Frighter here on begin combat. Seems like the safest play, rather than holding up Return to Nature and Insatiable Appetite. I could only ever imagine needing one of those. So why this one? Because, I don't know, that's the one that could threaten the spider, even though we could save it with Appetite. I don't want to give that away. Here I'm going to save the forest. Even though we could use 6 mana and 5 mana, if they just go to discard 2 cards, we might lose a game where we lose one more of these than we have to. Oh, let's see. Now they have something. Sir Farron. That's one I shouldn't let attack very often. I also can't do much here, so I think they're passing through. Hengewalker. Great. Let's use black to get that in play. 5, then we'll have some left up. So we can tap down Sir Farron and hold up, again, Return to Nature and Appetite. And that'll be good. I wonder, if they make us discard 2, it's stuff you can think about a little bit. We'd want to keep Downfall, and we probably want to keep Appetite as well. We haven't seen anything from them, like a Revenge of Ravens or whatever, that makes me really want the Return to Nature. Oh, that's not true. We saw the Witch's Oven, and if they have that combo, yeah, we might have to discard Appetite. So we'll pass it back here. We might have to discard Appetite if we have to discard 2. We also didn't see the card that makes us discard 2, so whatever. Let's tap down Sir Farron. And probably they just don't attack here. Yeah. Super padded. I'm just going to win on time, if nothing else. But I think I can wait until I draw the troll, and then should be an easy win from there. 10, yep. Now we've got even lands, but I have some hand bufferage here. Let's get to tapping. 5 more minutes of tapping, and this will be my match. I mean, they might just start attacking here. They could get in 2 damage, and we'd be at less life. It'd be more interesting than doing nothing. Okay, done. See you in the next match. Round 2 versus Senor Larson. I'll play first. And good prospects here. We just need one more green source. We have 8 more in the deck. Or maybe we can just draw something else. 9 more in the deck. Because we have the spinning wheel. Swamp there makes sense in case we draw our Adamant Walker. But I suppose we might want to use Return to Nature here, so it's more likely that we want to use green here than a turn 3 Adamant thing. That's fine. Silver Flame Squire, that's going to hurt a little bit because we don't have anything. We have nothing. It's not a knight though, so hopefully this is just not a super strong deck. But it might not matter if we just don't get much down. Yes, there we go. Okay. Hopefully they don't kill the Witch Stalker. It does evade most of the early removal, though white does have like Trapped in the Tower. We happen to have a good answer to Trapped in the Tower. That might be like a combat trick even. But if they kill it with a red removal spell, like 3 mana, 4 damage to it, then we can get it back, and we have a food for the trouble. It's kind of expensive and takes 2 turns, so we might be dead by then. But still, some options here. It looks like Trapped in the Tower, so maybe next turn we'll get to surprise them. What can we draw? Gingerbread Cabin. I think we want to wait on that. Maybe not. Shoot. Is it better to have Once and Future available? Yeah, I'll just play it now. That's too bad though. Yeah, it's too bad, but whatever. Yeah, it's not one where they would really expect us to have Return to Nature, so I'm optimistic that we can make all this work. Is it going to be 4-2? Yeah, 5-2 rather. All right, what do we get here? I think we destroy Trapped in the Tower first. And then we kill this. That does 7 more damage. Alternatively, we could kill this with our trick, and I think that's better. No sacking food. There are hotkeys for yes and no, and they work about half the time. So that's just how that is. Getting these 2 things back doesn't make a ton of sense here. But I'll tell you what makes a ton of sense. Getting our food and not attacking. Now, they can't attack with these 2. They could have attacked with Paladin the next turn. What I was worried about is we'll have the Witch Stalker back to block it. Then we have this, but they don't have... Then they will have mana up to pump their own thing again, or remove the Witch Stalker in response, or just any number of crazy things. They don't get to pump here, so I don't know what this attack is about. They might just have... Well, it could be +2/+2, and it could be +2/+2 and trample. Those are the cards I'm worried about. So I'm going to block with both. Oh no, what's this going to be? Embercleave. Oh no, it's always Embercleave. So it's 4. It's 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So the only way to kill it is to Lash of Thorns our little dude. I guess we shouldn't have blocked with both. Yeah, now you tell me. But we can Once and Future back Return to Nature. See if they click the right creature here. Oh dear. Dear mercy me. Yeah. Oh, did I have 6 here? I think I want to sack a food for life. We do lose both still, but at least we killed their creature. My upkeep. Using once in future now doesn't do anything, right? They get in 6 here, 10 if they have +2/+2 pump. Hopefully they don't. If they do, we can at least go up to 14. Then we play Witchstalker and Return to Nature next turn, so no rush. No rush here. We don't have the green to do it any other way, unless we wanted to put one on top of our deck. So you can cast this without Adamant, but it really is better to cast it with. And that's an equip for 3. They can definitely equip here. Hopefully they just don't have anything else this turn. Yeah. Double strike trample, pretty good. Pretty good there. Okay, cast with Adamant. We are going to get back Return to Nature, Witchstalker. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Adamant. Very little white and red can do to respond to that, so we'll gain our life. You don't want to go to 4 life against triple red, but I think this is fine. They don't, by they I mean white and red don't have a way to give an equipment indestructible, so I think we're safe to leave up Return to Nature. Oh, there is one thing they could do. They could return it to their hand. So maybe I should have killed it there. Searing Barrage here. That puts us pretty low. I mean, that puts us to 5, 4, 3. Yeah, we just have to kill the Embercleave here and take it to 3 life. Searing Barrage. Scary. A lot of good cards. You know, it doesn't really matter which creatures you have in play as long as you deal with all of your opponent's stuff. Barrage is a good draw from them. Kills most creatures in the format dead. Could draw a troll. I guess we tap the Squire here. Because next turn we'll be able to tap it and use the food, so it's more life total. Life total. Okay, Noble. Same deal this turn, I guess. Now we have a 2/2 to show for it. Okay. So I can even attack here. Attacking is certainly scary, but we're not dead yet. Oh, I should have really gained the life there. What's this going to be? Prized Griffin. Why don't I gain the life now? And tap Silver Flame Squire. Hopefully they don't have a haste 4/1 or something. We'll see. Joust. Yeah, nothing I could do about that. Witchstalker is good. That means we are back in the lead, kind of. We can tap down their Prized Griffin, and they don't have an attack into the Witchstalker. Playing quickly, but sometimes commentating... Oh no, Torbran. Well, at least all their red creatures are done. The commentating lets them be faster anyway. So I guess here we have to tap the Griffin and trade with Torbran, if they let us. Oh, maybe they don't want us to do that. So I'll get a bit greedy here, try to save my Witchstalker and go to 5. Kind of a funny play. Epic Downfall. Let's just use that. Still don't want to see a haste 5-power creature, but even in that case, we could be okay against them. Again, I'm just trying to play quickly here. Swamp does nothing. Mechanically, our stuff is just a bit slower. 2 trapped in the towers, Embercleave. I wish I had more artifact and enchantment removal in the deck, but we have what we have. Come on, troll. I just am not drawing my troll this tournament. Come on, troll. Troll on top, please. Or the twice in future. Thrill, pretty good. Really good here. That's the kind of thing I want. I want to be a little more careful about them having a... Wow, double Flutterfox. A little more careful about them having a 5/2 haste. Nice. That is really nice here. It doesn't save us, but it certainly helps. So we'll tap down that guy and take 2. So we're dead to any other Searing Barrage they might have. Until we draw food. Memory Theft, I mean, why not? Find 2 lands in their hand. This card is a little underwhelming. Let's see if they use it on something. If they have something in their hand. I don't know. Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, so at least it dealt with something and 1 plane's left. Okay. They could have finished off Sporecap Spider last turn. Here we'll have to tap down the Griffin. A little funny that they didn't do that, but... We are at 1 life, but we are at 1 life. Now Troll King. Yikes. Okay. Just have to pass it and gain life, I think. Yeah, we have to gain a bunch of life this turn, so we let them attack with everything. We make this block, and then we gain some life. Otherwise, we're dead here. And while we're at it, we might just gain all the life. So we're at 6, and now we can start tapping things down again. Kill them in 2 hits as well, so I mean we're in it. We've got a shot here. Any creature they attack with, Ginger Brute, oh that's pretty good. Puts them to 10, so gives them another turn here. Definitely tapping Prized Griffin. F6. Take it to 4. And then they go to 10. Gargoyle's good. Nice. So they go to 3 here. Yeah, they just sack it. They go to 3. Gargoyle on the field. Bam, your turn. Good luck. We have plenty of mana to give that flying. Yes, okay. Cool, because we get to tap down 2 of their creatures here, no matter what, and then attack for 1,000,000. Wow, okay, I'm glad we got that. Let's bring in Fell the Pheasant for 1. Memory Theft was fine there. They would have won if they went after the Sporecap Spider earlier. But I'm glad they didn't. Red-white. I'll keep the Memory Theft in there. White-red, I mean, they're going to have a lot of adventures. Double once in futures, solid. All this stuff's solid. Even Gargoyle was good there. Downfall is good. Appetite might be on the weaker side. No, it's okay. It's still fine there. Memory Theft might be on the weaker side. We just want to survive. We put in Fell the Pheasant. Yeah, I'm fine with that. It can certainly miss, and it's a bit better if you're on the play overall. We didn't see a ton of adventures. It's really good if you can get 2 cards with it. But that's about it. I'm going to save the cabin. We just need 1 more forest, and that's pretty easy to get. Or just play it out on turn 3. Keep. Turn 1 gargoyle. Every life point matters sometimes. Oh no. Red cap. Such a good attacker into the gargoyle on turn 2. So we can't even block it here? We definitely can't block it if they do that. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, that's such a good draw. Well, it means I don't have to play my cabin this turn. And I can curve out into this nonsense. Was that it? No land from them. Unfortunately, we're probably just trading here. Do you think? Not anymore. Not if they need to hit that land drop. Yeah, so they can't possibly have anything relevant here. Well, they could. They could have +2, but it doesn't change how I would play, or how they would play for that matter. Double once in future. We just need a black source, but I'm happy enough getting 3 forests in a row into cabin with this board. Yeah, I'll go for it here if they really want to trade off. I don't want to take... It uses up their turn. We have plenty of life. We have all the good stuff. It's fine. It's tempting to use once in future just to get Witchstalker back. Prince. Yeah, I guess I will do it. It's up to 2. Seems weak, but they scryed, right? Let's see how they scryed. 2 cards on top. Okay, so that's back to my hand. And another land, of course. Swing here. Play this. See how many Embercleaves they have in the future. Doesn't look like an Embercleave yet. Looks like a 5/2 with haste. That's what it looks like. Embereth Paladin, and so it is. I'll take it this time. I think we have plenty of life here, and we're doing better without losing all our stuff. So let's attack with the Witchstalker and Hengewalker potentially. And this puts them so low. I think they're just dead here. That works too, sure. Excellent. Okay. And I even ended ahead in time, which was my goal here. So on to the finals. Music Man, hey, in the finals. I would love to play first, and I think this is worth a keep on the play. We can develop pretty quickly. More likely we get a green Hengewalker. Otherwise, I might just go Spinning Wheel, because a 2/2 Hengewalker is just not worth it. Oh, nice. That's a scary start from them, though. Lovestruck Beast, and no easy way for us to deal with it. I guess Bog Naughty can get around to killing the human, but a green deck will often have just some 1/1s, be they Ginger Brutes or otherwise. Come on, need some Death Touch or something here. Spinning Wheel and Swordmaster, and I guess we can try to trade both of our things with the Beast. Alternatively, we could take a hit and then attack with Swordmaster. Oh no. Well, that's not good. Lovestruck Beast into Wicked Wolf. The only two cards, well, what, and Gingerbread Cabin. The only cards they've played, and we are getting destroyed by this start. Troll King. I mean, could be worse. We're pretty close to casting it too. We could win this. I'm confident we're going to win this. It's not even we might, it's we definitely will. Yeah, attack there, because now they can't attack with their human. They get in 9, but I'm not ready to chump with the Swordmaster yet. Come on, just any land off the top, and we are golden. There's no way they can outmuscle the Troll King. Well, I guess they could outmuscle it. 7. Come on, just... Wow, their deck is good. Mono green. Yes! That is better than any land. It is the best land. Can we get there? I'm just gonna leave everything back lest we die. The only thing they could do is outmuscle Beast with Feasting Troll. Fell the Pheasant there. Okay. That's pretty good. Into outmuscle, that would just be absurd. Marleaf Rider, no problem. Now they even have enough to kill Troll. Like, we can't even attack with Troll King, not really. I'd much rather it die on defense when we can get it back with Once in Future. For a sack of food or something. We're back in this game. I mean, Troll King is ridiculous. This start was ridiculous, but Troll King is that much more ridiculous. Sure, it only takes a common for them to get back ahead here. Oh, shoot. Well... I see what they're going for here, but I think we can deal. So we actually go up to 9, lose the Troll King, we get the Troll King back for the low price of 9 life, and hopefully they're just out of foods at that point, or we'll have some other way to exile this. It's just 6, right? Can't play around too much here. Okay, so then we can just trade with the Wicked Wolf, and they're like, ah, now they just can't get it back. But they don't know. And what they don't know can't hurt us. I hope they don't get any more food. Let's just put it that way. I need to be able to use Once in Future here. Don't do it. No, they got another food. Oh dear. Their deck is just absurd. It's just Haymaker after Haymaker. Can I even let them attack? I don't know. Don't even know. I could tap Wicked Wolf. We're using Once in Future here anyway, right? Yeah, let's let them attack. This isn't too bad for us. Or are we dead to this attack? I don't think we're dead to it. They could have Feasting Troll King block Marleaf Rider, but they only have 1 food, so then we can chump somewhere else with the Swordmaster. If they only make this attack, I feel like we're okay. Let's do this. They sack their food. Yeah. We lose our thing. We sure do. But then we get it back. And we get, let's see, 4, 5, 6. I guess we want Bognaughty back. But maybe Hengewalker is just easier to deal with here. Yeah, maybe that's best. Done. And gain the life, sure. Okay, 12 life, 3 more foods. Pass. Okay, all right. So yeah, if they draw another Witch Stalker, I guess we're just out of luck. But it looks like we're not dead on board, or even another Gingerbread Cabin, or whatever in there. I mean, half the cards in their deck probably make food, so a lot of outs. A lot of possible outs. But the good news is, if we survive this turn, we are in better shape. And I don't mind. I'll trade my Feasting Troll King with Wicked Wolf any number of times, just to say I did it. Though we get really low. We get really low in that case. I think they just played a land, right? Plays a forest. Good. Not a Gingerbread Cabin. In these monocolor decks, you can see how good these lands are. The forests, they're just strictly better than forests almost always. In half and half decks, I still usually like playing one, but not more than that. Because if you are stuck with more than one in these opening hands, they get more awkward. But I'm not even calculating this. I'll let them worry about how they should attack, and I'll just worry about blocking. They probably have a good attack here, but not a lethal one. So what can I do? I can do this and this. And 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That doesn't do it. But that's more or less my best block, right? So I could also do something like this. 12, and I go to 2. But then I save all my stuff and I have a bunch of food left over. Well, that might be better. So I go to, in this case, let's see, 4, 12. We go to 2. We go to 2 life here. But then I have my Vigilant Troll King back to block their next thing. Yeah, I guess we have to do something like this. I can't lose my foods this turn. What else do they have? A Troll King of their own? Give me a break. 7. Beanstalk Giant. Well, that's pretty good too. Come on. We have so much in the deck that could help. I just want it to actually help. Food. We need cheap interactive creatures. That's what we need. Noble. And 3 food sacrifices. Is that the best we can do? This is just absurd. This is just nonsense. I think that's the best we can do. Maybe Hengewalker actually ends up preventing more. Yep, you got it. Attack with everything, and I think we're just dead here. Right, the maximum damage we can block is this. We gain 9 life. 12, and they do 12. So that is death. What a crazy game. I think we were just about stabilizing there, but the fact that they play an 8/8 after all that is just... that's good stuff right there. Mono green. I think Memory Theft is great here, but maybe I don't want more than one still. Drawbridge is not that good. But I don't know what's better than Drawbridge. Maybe it's okay, because it's one of the better things with Lash of Thorns. Tall as a beanstalk might be fine here. I'm just looking for stuff that's going to help me against this. Maybe the second Theft, or maybe a second Lash of Thorns. I don't want to go too few creatures, but I'll go the second Theft. Their deck is just so powerful, and if we're on the play, having a Theft is going to be a good play. So let's start with this. Epic Downfall would have been nice to draw towards. Not amazing, but good enough to keep. We do have more green in the deck, if not by that much. So it's a good mull to 5. See what they have going here. Curious Pair. See, any of these random commons would have been so good against us that game, given how much they could do with the food and the Wicked Wolf. Another Treats to Share. Okay. It begins. I can't play Swordmaster. They have too much good against it. It's going to be a better chump blocker later in the game. Yeah. Mono green at its best here. And that's all they do, though. Curious Pair. And we get Memory Theft. That's the perfect card to have here. We're going to steal Wicked Wolf and, yeah, and Curious Pair. Perfect. Perfect execution. That's why I have it in there. How did I know they had Wicked Wolf? I didn't, but of course they would have something like that. Nice, nice. Things are looking up for us. Who else would it be for anyway? Can't do much here. Let's just play this thing. And it's too early to use food for Tempting Witch because we might need it for something else. And we know they have an appetite, which is a good thing to know about. And 2 unknowns. Fight? Oaken Boon. Okay, too bad we couldn't have held up Bacon to Pie there. That would have been sweet. 3/5 is kind of scary. Not so scary that I won't just kill it here. Why? Because we have Epic Downfall for the Tree Folk, and this gets in some damage. See, they play their land, play Tree Folk, we exile Tree Folk, and get in some more damage. Or we could play Witch Stalker and Scalding Cauldron. Seems better. Seems better because that's going to be much more damage next turn. And there's not much they can do about the downfall. If anything, they're going to pump up this Tree Folk or something. What's this going to be? Maybe a fight spell or something. It'd be nice if they had the board clear. Fertile Footsteps. I hope I draw my next Memory Theft. That would be so insane. It wasn't that insane to kill 1 extra Curious Pair, but it was pretty good, you have to admit. Maybe I should save the downfall for the big giant. Or I could just hold up Spinning Wheel for the rest of the game. Tough one. Or we could get back Epic Downfall. Yeah, I think the best line here is to use Epic Downfall now. Just get in there for a bit. We know they have appetite and some food, but they're not going to have any haste. Yeah, they're just going to pad their life total while they have the mana. Cabin, more food. 2 curious pairs, 2 cabins. We didn't see a trail of crumbs, but that would be very good in their deck, for sure. Let's attack with Witch Stalker. It might give away what we have, but it's pretty good. Appetite here. I don't want to attack with everything because then they could just block something that's safer to block. And our trick wouldn't work. This makes it more obvious what we have. But yeah, I'll sack 2 foods to maybe hit our land drop here. Maybe that's not needed, but I'll do it. I'll go for it. It also, if we didn't draw land, well, it's mono green, it's not green-black. Often the food deck is green-black, and against that you want to protect yourself against discard where possible, but it shouldn't matter here. They still have this appetite, so they could do the same thing against us. We can lead with Scalding Cauldron to sort of prevent that. Or we could just attack into it. Oh, out muscle. Oh no. At least we got our value there. Oh no. No. Do we want to trade Witch Stalker with Appetite? Probably not. I don't mind trading something else with it, though. We know what they have in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just get some damage in here. This looks a bit silly, but oh shoot! Oh no, we're fine. I was like, we don't have 4 green, but we do have 4 green. That's the trick. Okay, you got a 7/7. Hate to see it. Okay, please don't kill my Troll King. They would need a pump and a fight. And this might just leave them dead. I mean, this thing has trample. So how does this work? We attack... Well, they have 9 extra life. So we don't need to throw away a creature here. I think the safe thing to do is just attack with this. Okay. Shields might. Very clever. And now we just need to get it back instead of sacking the food to do 3 damage to them each time. Oh well, but we'll have the spinning wheel to tap down their stuff. The Troll King is just absurd. It's just outrageously good. Yeah, now they have nothing. Now they have nothing. Start spinning our wheel. Cauldron the Carver and attack for lethal. Yeah, great. 1-1 on to the last game of the tournament. Wow, those memory thefts were good. If we can get the Jolly Green Giant out of its adventure with memory theft, that's just so powerful. Besides that, Wolf's Quarry can be good. It's not as good against Trample, but it's good sometimes. Lash of Thorns. No, I like it this way. Even on the draw, the memory thefts have a chance of being good. This deck could really use a Gilded Goose. And with 2 in the deck, it's not like you're going to draw both of them every game. So I'll keep this. It's a similar start as last time. I mean, we just lose if they ever resolve Wicked Wolf, I think, but because they're always going to have food. Wicked Wolf is unbeatable if you have more than 1 food out, I think. Curious Pair. Oh, unless you exile it. And they didn't lead with the beast, whatever adventure that is. Crashing Drawbridge, popular one. Land, please. Green, especially. No. Ah, this is unfortunate. We have some good stuff here, but we need land. We definitely need some land. Uh-oh. So we don't lose, but we take, what, 5 damage here? 4? Yeah, whoops, you meant to use the drawbridge. Okay, so we'll downfall the wolf, because I think there's no other way to deal with that, and there's nothing else we can do. So they 2-for-1'd us. They got our best removal spell and noble. If we ever draw some green, we might be able to get those back. They're running out of stuff, so if we aren't dead immediately, we could claw back into this. Yikes. 17 lands, starting with 2 lands on the draw. Just gotta take it in stride here. As soon as we draw any land, we can do something. Usually having a little bit of interaction like this would help you draw that land, but oh please. We need to draw land this turn. Otherwise, they get a Beanstalk Giant. If we can take a card from their hand, I just don't want to draw my Gingerbread Cabin. Any land but Gingerbread Cabin. You're kidding me. Well, I'll tell you what we're never casting. Feasting Troll King. We'll have to wait until we can get that back. But they're going to have an 8/8 this turn or something. Tragic. There we go. See, we can do it. Are we dead here? I don't know, but it's not looking great. Maybe I can Memory Theft now. I think it is likely to hit... Why didn't they give it haste again? I guess they're just missing that. It is likely to hit out muscle or +5/+5. I'll just play Tempting Witch. So we could be dead here. I'm hoping... No, we're not... Well, we might be dead. Let's see. 12, 13... No, we're probably not dead. So we need to hit one more land to bake into pie this giant. Now they're going to give it haste. They've been forgetting that for a while. That's 11. Might have been I had to block the giant here to survive. 11. Yeah, they're going to have +5/+5, and that would kill us. I kind of expected that, but how can you play around something when you don't have any moves? That's the trick there. Well, thanks for watching. It was an exciting tournament up to the very end. We had some powerful stuff and lost to a pretty powerful deck. That's it for me. I will see you next time, and until then, good luck in your drafts.